Alright. We're at it again. This is some sick stuff, this subject they're trying. This new pandemic treaty they're going to try to push on us. It is just disgusting. I found this little meme, I guess you want to call it, or something. I found it pretty funny. And probably says or whatever past 6 months or so have been like how many times they have changed their mind. But anyways, we'll get into what we're going to talk about. WHO. They're trying to institute a One Health through a pandemic treaty. Okay. The One Health is an integrated, unifying approach that aims to sustainably balance and optimize the health of people, animals, and ecosystem. It recognizes the health of humans, domestic and wild animals, plants, and the wider environment, including ecosystems that are closely linked and interdependent. The approach mobilizes multiple sectors of discipline and communities at varying levels of society to work together to foster well-being and tackle threats to health and ecosystems while addressing the collective need for clean water, energy, and air, safe, nutritious food, taking action on climate change, and contributing to sustainable development. Now they make it sound all nice in that thing, but it's not as nice as they're trying to make it sound. This might be a longer video, guys. I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can, but there is a lot of stuff to cover. I know you guys like shorter videos, but this one might be a little longer. Okay. This is the new thing. Why international pandemic instrument? A convention or agreement or international instrument is illegally binding under international law. An agreement on pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response adopted under the World Health Organization, WHO, would enable countries around the globe to strengthen national, regional, global capacities and resilience in the future pandemics. Okay. So basically, what's the last page? They make it look good. Okay, better alerts, better response, better response mechanisms, better implementation, restoring trust in the international health system. Okay, now I got word on this. They are meeting, I do believe next week, or maybe the week after, to talk about this. But such instruments would support international efforts to reinforce global health security, and in particular in preparedness in response to health emergencies in light of a lesson learned from the pandemic. Okay, the Intergovernmental Negotiating Body will hold its next meeting by August 1st, 2022. Okay, that's what like I said, I think it's next week or the following week after. They'll deliver a progress report at the 76th World Health Assembly in 2023, and they want to adopt this by 2024. Okay, this is from the director. So he is trying to make you see the need of why we should have basically one world health. Health for the whole world managed by one organization. I'm going to read some of this that I got highlighted here. Some of the stuff that sticks out. Transmission remains high. Vaccine coverage remains too low in many countries, and relaxation of public health and social measures is creating conditions on new variants to spread. I thought we were doing pretty good, but they want to keep the fear going, the new strains. Our focus must remain on ending the pandemic, and in particular by supporting all countries to vaccinate 70% of their population, with priority on most at-risk individuals or groups. We faced in the past 2 years the therapeutics, diagnosis, vaccines have undermined our efforts to bring the C-19 under control. I'm going to kind of limit that because Internet Gods is going to get mad and probably flag this video. So we're just going to call it the C-19. For instances, even some high-income countries now roll out the fourth dose of the vaccine, or jab. In their population, 1/3 of the world's population has yet to receive a single dose, including 83% of the population of Africa. I believe probably 83% of Africa don't have clean drinking water either. You know, you would think they would focus on maybe clean drinking water and food instead of wanting to jab somebody. The title, the World Health Assembly decision, is the world together. Sounds all nice, you know. Sounds lovely, all, you know, rainbows and butterflies and, you know, love and peace. Well, it's not like that. Our Constitution says, now this is WHO's Constitution, informed opinion and active cooperation are on part of the public are the utmost importance in the improvement of health of people. We're very pleased to have a wide range of participants today from civil society, private sector, independent experts, as well as academic and national organizations. This article here kind of explains the bad of what they're trying to hide in all these documents, okay? Now this is the World Council for Health. I don't know if I trust them just as much as, you know, WHO, but this actually brings out some of the, you know, problems that would happen if they implemented this pandemic treaty. Okay, the WCH, Coalition of Scientists, Doctors, Lawyers, Civil Society advocacy groups, opposes the WHO, World Health Organization, moves to implement a power grab in the form of a global pandemic agreement while the world's attention is diverted by the latest crisis. The proposed WHO agreement is unnecessary and is a threat to sovereignty and inalienable rights. It increases the WHO's suffocating power. It declares unjustified pandemics, impose dehumanizing lockdowns, and force expensive, unsafe, and ineffective treatments against the will of the people. So basically, they are making it like if they want to lock you down, we would be like China. They come in, the UN comes in, locks us down, we're locked in our house. You can't leave your house. You may starve. You may have a medical emergency. You can't leave. This is what they basically want to turn the world into China. WCH believes that people have the right to participate in any agreement that affects their lives, livelihoods, and well-being. However, the WHO is not engaged in the process of public participation, which is evidence that its priority is capturing more power for itself and its corporate accomplices than serving interests of people. Without an unbiased democratic process, any agreement by the WHO acting via the United Nations will be unlawful, illegitimate, and invalid. Historically, the WHO leadership has failed the people. Among examples, it approved the injurious H1N1, the swine flu vaccine, for a controversy declared pandemic. Equally, the WHO failed during the C-19 chapter as it encouraged lockdowns, suppressed early preventative treatments, and recommended product interventions that have proven to be neither safe nor effective. The WHO cannot be allowed to control the world's health agenda, nor enforce biosurveillance. While it receives funding from public sources belonging to the people, it is caught in a perpetual conflict of interest because it receives substantial funding from private interests that use their contributions to influence and profit the WHO decisions. Now, can you guess who is a big funder of this? The Gates Foundation. They contribute over $1 billion a year to this health organization. Geez, I wonder why Bill Gates keep saying there's going to be another pandemic. The partners from Australia to Zimbabwe stand against this costly abuse of power and assert the sovereign right of people to make their own decisions over and above what the representatives may want. We urge everyone to approve credible government representatives, political parties, trade unions, civil society groups, professional public figures, and independent media to raise awareness about the implication of the proposed government pandemic agreement, call for national campaigns that protect natural law and democratic constitutions, join credible civil society coalitions such as the World Council for Health. Like I said, I don't know if I trust them as much as the WHO. You know, they seem to be one and the same, but this was a pretty good breakdown of what the bad is that they're in all their fancy wording, and we'll get into the pages, how many amendments they have on it, and I'll put the link in the chat if you guys want to go through. It's a lot of reading, and it's a lot of fancy words, but I'll touch on some of it. World leaders urged to make firm commitments on second global C19 summit. ACT Accelerator Agency leads. We applaud the co-hosts of the second global C19 summit, the United States, Belize, Germany, Indonesia, and Senegal, for bringing together governments from across the globe to make concrete commitments to vaccinate the world, save lives now, and build better health security. They are concerned. They're 6 months into their new budget cycle, and they only have 10% of their financing needs. Gee, what's that sound like? We need more money. Okay, their framework. 3 weeks ago, we launched our financial framework with they call the fair share. They take the world's richest countries, calculate based on the size of their national economies, and what they would gain from a faster recovery of the global economy and trade. As of today, 6 countries have led the way to pledge at least 25% of their fair share, but we need more. We always need more. More money. We're talking about here about the BA4 and the BA5. Omicron. It's driving up deaths, hospitalizations in places with high immunity. Warning the global response needs to get ahead of the future variants of concern. So that's quite interesting. I found this on there too. Hey, they delivered 20 ambulances to Ukraine. That was so nice of them. But the WHO consists of 194 countries in 6 regions of the world. So that is pretty much probably over 90% of the population of the world. Let's see here. Barely a week after the war started in Ukraine, WHO launched an appeal for 3 months, May to March of 22, for U.S. the $57.5 million to address the needs of 6 million people. $45 million for health response in Ukraine, and another $12.5 million for the health needs of Ukrainian people affected by conflict in neighboring countries. This is the WHO's first appeal to respond to the ongoing war in Ukraine, and has been fully funded. Yeah, it's been fully funded by us. They seem to want to give our money over to different countries, and they don't want to invest in America. This is the link I'm going to put in the chat. Just the wrong link. That one's not found. Okay. Every one of these A75-1, A75-2, 75-7, these are all amendments they want to do to the WHO's constitution, if you want to call it that. And as you can see, there are lots of them. Now, I'm just going to run through here and that's not it. Let me see. Okay, it's May 22nd through the 28th, so it's 2 weeks from now. They're gonna be meeting. Let's see here. I'm gonna read some of these just outrageous things. They have Committee A and they have a Committee B. They want to draft implementation for roadmap from 2023 to 2030 for a global action plan for the prevention and control of non-communicable diseases. They want to draft recommendations to strengthen, monitor diabetes response with national non-communicable disease programs, including potential targets. They want to draft a global strategy on oral health. They want to draft recommendations on how to strengthen the design and implementation of policies, including those for resilient health systems and health services infrastructure. Treat people living with non-communicable diseases. Prevent and control their risk factors and humanitarian emergencies. They want to eliminate cervical cancer, and the period is from 2020 to 2030. So they think they're gonna eradicate cervical cancer by 2030. Progress achieved in prevention and control of non-communicable diseases and promotion of mental health. Draft global action plan on epilepsy and neurological disorders in the support of universal health coverage. Now that's their big sell, universal health coverage. They want to draft an action plan to effectively implement the global strategy to reduce the harmful use of alcohol as a public health priority. Now, the only way you're going to reduce the harm of alcohol is to outlaw alcohol. It's going to do what it's going to do to your body if you drink it. Okay, draft recommendations for prevention and management of obesity over their life's course, including potential targets. That's kind of interesting. They also want to do strategies on HIV, hepatitis, and sexually transmitted infections, STDs. They want to do research on tuberculosis. They want to do a roadmap for neglected tropical diseases from 2021 to 2030. They have an immunization agenda for 2030. So that would be the shots they would require you to have to participate in society by 2030. So they could put anything on there. I can imagine what they're going to put on there, but infection prevention and control. The global roadmap for defeating meningitis by 2030. I mean, we want to do everything by 2030. Working for health draft plan. Global health and care worker. The international recruitment of health personnel. Strategy on human resources for health, the workforce in 2030. Okay, they want to strengthen the WHO's preparedness and response for health emergencies. They want the WHO to work in health emergencies. They want implementation of international health regulations. They want to prepare for the flu. I don't know how you're going to do that, but global health for peace initiatives. See, like I said, everything's peace, flowers, rainbows, birds flying everywhere. They want this to sound so great. Polio transition planning and polio post-certification. I thought we didn't really have a problem with that anymore. I could be wrong. Maternal, infant, and young child nutrition. Global strategy for food safety. Trying to pick some of the like really off the wall. Prevention of sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment. Wow, how are they gonna do that? The WHO reform. Written statement guidelines for member states. So they would be guidelines that any country that goes into this would have to follow. The global strategies and plans of action that are scheduled to expire within 1 year. The global strategy and plan on action of public health, innovation, and intellectual property. Human resources. Let's see. If there's any other off the wall. The availability, safety, and quality of blood products. Human organ and tissue transplantation. This is all stuff they want to control. Traditional medicine. And the public health dimension of the World Drug Program. In this link, I'm clicking on the wrong one. If you click on each one of these amendments, it does bring up a PDF. It is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, fancy talk, hard to understand. It's a lot of reading. I've read through some of it, but there is a lot of pages of information here. The amendments they want to push through. Now at the end, I'm gonna play this interview. This was aired on Wendy Bell radio network. If you don't like her, I don't care. You can shut the video off. You can not listen to her if you think she's bad. She does bad information, whatever. This is an interview with Michelle Bachmann. She's a former congresswoman. She kind of sums up what this is about and what I just talked about way better than what I just did. So I want you to give this a listen. This is what they're trying to push on us. This is what they're trying to do to get the WHO to control all the healthcare in the world. Let's give it just a quick listen. Okay, we're in there. She basically just rambles on. So this is what your government wants to do to you. Like I said, she explained it a lot better than I did. She basically summed it all up. Um, you thought the lockdowns were bad, and you had the Gestapo police, won't let you open your business. You can't do this. You can't do that. Now imagine what it would be like if you had the UN, the blue helmets, on American soil, telling you what to do, when to do it, how long you can. Because if this gets passed, our Constitution don't matter. If they declare a pandemic, the WHO, it basically puts our Constitution in the trash. This is what your government is doing to you. Information was hard to find. Um, you Google it, not very much comes up. It's trying to be kept hid because they probably realize most of the American people ain't gonna be for this. I just don't know what to say. This is disgusting. I didn't think our country would get so screwed up in what, 6 months? How long has Biden been in office? 6 months. Almost 6 months. And look at everything that happened. Our country is slowly slipping away from us. It's sad. Do you want your kids to grow up this way? Is this what you want for your kids? I know this ain't what I want for my children. I want them to live in America where our rights matter. And our rights are slowly being taken away from us little by little by little by little. Can't do free speech anymore, you get banned. They want to go after your Second Amendment. You can't do this, you can't do that. I seen a post by Lori Lightfoot. They always want to say that Jan 6th was insurrection. I agree it was bad, but I think this is I have to say this for social media, this is my view. I think it was planned, and you had people basically that was in charge that knew emotions was high, and all they have to do is start something, and one person gets going, then the next person is going to go, and the next person is going to go, and the next person is going to go. That's my opinion. Now, the post I see, really is kind of off topic, but Lori Lightfoot, she made a post about the Supreme Court in their supposedly leaked document, and she said, "They are coming for our Constitution. This is a call to arms." Now, if anything could be labeled as dangerous, this is a sitting politician. I know uh, the House and Senate there's a couple people in there that said stuff like this too. This is a government official. Basically, this is a call to arms because they're going to take away our right to have an abortion. That isn't the only right we need to worry about. All of our rights are slowly being taken away. Gun violence is through the roof. Crimes through the roof. You've got demonstrations, protests. I think this is going to be a rough summer. It's going to be another summer of love, as I called it. The riot year. And then when it comes fall, I think we're going to get hit bad with food shortages or something on that thing because they need something to create I don't want to say this a panic before the midterms. This video's running long. It's 40 minutes. I'm gonna end that there. Um, I'll put this link in the description if you want to go through and read some of these. It's really hard reading. It's got so many fancy words and stuff in it. But if this gets passed, us as a country and the countries around the world are basically going to turn into China. And is that what we want? Appreciate you guys for listening. I've had this topic on for a while, and I've been skipping it and over it. It's a hard subject to do. I had a hard time finding information on it. I want to thank Wendy Bell for doing that interview. That was great. Michelle was able to sum it up way better than I could have. But guys, we need to wake up. Our government does not care about us. All we do is we're their money makers. We give them money every year, and they waste it. So as for a solution, I really don't have one. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, can we vote our way out of this? I don't know. They took it once. What's going to stop them from taking it again? Allegedly. I gotta put that in there. The only way we would get out of this is if we started pretty much with all new politicians. Or most of them. There's some politicians that at least put on the view that they care about America. But that's never going to happen. It would take a major incident in the U.S., we'll call it an incident, for the government to be overthrown and new people be put in power. But then you would have the big money maker, high tech people that have the money would be put in their, they would have the money to waste. They would put who they want in there. So all I can tell you, Just get out and vote. Make it hard for them. If they're going to take it, don't make it easy for them. Make it hard. Get out and vote. Your vote may not matter. It may not. But at least you can say you did something. You tried to stand up for what you believe in. I'm just going to leave that there, guys. Appreciate you for watching. I know this video is kind of long, but there was a lot of stuff to cover. This is just pure garbage. I mean, I cannot believe this is even being thought of. Well, I kind of can, being who's president. They can't even get a sentence out or wipe his own butt. But it's just sad. It's so sad how far we've come. I appreciate you guys. Get stocked up. Food. Protection. Have a plan. Because as of now, I cannot tell you which way this country's headed. I can tell you the direction it's headed. But whether or not we change direction, I don't know. I always say it's better to plan for the worst than not plan at all. So thank you guys.